Bathala, the supreme deity whose legacy is still felt in Filipino culture today. Now, even though he's considered the supreme god, Bathala was actually known by a lot of different names across different regions. Like in some Tagalog areas, he was called Aba and Laon in Visayan mythology. These different names actually highlight the richness and diversity of Filipino mythology, and they show us how beliefs evolved and were adapted across the archipelago over time. But the name Bathala itself most likely comes from the Sanskrit word patara, which means noble lord. And this linguistic connection hints at early cultural ties between the Philippines and its neighbors. Adding another layer to this already very complex cultural tapestry, Bathala is believed to reside in Kaluhoshan, the celestial realm, which was imagined as this place of radiant beauty and divine power. He was considered the omnipotent and omniscient creator deity, often referred to as Amanikable, meaning Bathala the creator. But he wasn't just some distant force. He was intimately involved in shaping the world and the lives of the people. Imagine Bathala crafting the first humans, meticulously shaping them from Ida bamboo or clay, materials that are really deeply rooted in Filipino culture. He breathed life into them, imbuing them with souls, making him not just the creator but the life giver, the source of all human existence. It's a powerful image that speaks to the ancient Filipinos' deep connection to the natural world and the divine. Now, Bathala's power wasn't just about creating things. It was also about establishing order amidst primordial chaos. Think about those ancient Filipino myths. They recount these really dramatic battles between Bathala and other powerful deities. These weren't just like physical fights, they were cosmic clashes, struggles for the soul of the universe. One famous story tells of Idiyanale, a giant serpent that ruled the skies. It's just awe-inspiring figure of power. Bathala vanquished this serpent, asserting his dominance and bringing harmony to the newly formed universe. But this wasn't about domination, it was about establishing balance, a concept that's actually really central to a lot of belief systems around the world. Then there was Kalua, this wandering spirit, being of pure energy and thought. Upon encountering Bathala Galan, Kalula recognized Bathala's power and subsequently passed away, further solidifying Bathala's supremacy in this divine hierarchy. And these victories established Bathala's place at the very top of this complex divine order. Think of it as a celestial court, with Bathala as the ultimate ruler, and the other deities as his intermediaries, carrying out his will and maintaining that balance in the natural world. This very intricate system reflects the ancient Filipinos' belief in a divinely ordered cosmos, the universe governed by a hierarchy of powers, all emanating from that supreme deity Bathala. Now, these lesser deities, they played crucial roles in the everyday lives of the people. We could look at Anatun Tabu, for example, the goddess of wind and rain, and Apalaki, the god of the sun. They weren't just these abstract forces, but active participants in the natural world, influencing everything from the weather to the cycle of day and night. This interconnectedness is a recurring theme in Filipino mythology, really emphasizing this delicate balance between the divine and the natural world. And it's within this context that we start to understand the depth of Bathala's influence on the lives of the ancient Filipinos. Their worship of Bathala was really deeply intertwined with the natural world, a world that they saw as infused with the divine. To them, Bathala was present in the sky, the sun, the rain, the very elements that sustained life. They performed rituals and made offerings, seeking his favor to ensure good harvests, protection from disasters, and just overall prosperity. These acts weren't just empty gestures, they were expressions of profound reverence for nature and a deep reliance on Bathala's intervention in their lives. They believed their fate was intricately linked to the will of the supreme deity. Now, some traditional Tagalog tales tell us that Bathala wasn't alone at the very beginning. Two other powerful beings existed alongside him, Ulilankalilua and Galankalilua. Imagine Ulilankalilua, this giant serpent ruling the skies. This colossal creature just coiling around the heavens. A figure that would have inspired both awe and probably a bit of fear. In contrast, we have Galankalilua, a wandering spirit, a being of pure energy and thought, and these three powerful entities that existed together in this kind of primordial harmony, a balance that is with many creation myths, wouldn't last. So this harmony eventually fractured, leading to this epic clash between Bathala and Ulilankalilua, a battle for supremacy, a clash of cosmic proportions, really a struggle for control over the very essence of creation. The ancient Filipinos, they envisioned this as a truly epic confrontation, this battle that shook the very foundations of existence. And from the struggle, Bathala emerged victorious, vanquishing the serpent and establishing himself as the supreme ruler. Now, this victory wasn't about domination, it was about establishing order and balance in this very young universe, a theme that echoes across cultures and throughout history. Now, after this battle, Bathala, he welcomed Galankalilua as an ally, He recognized the wandering spirit's wisdom, but Galang Kulua ultimately chose to pass away, leaving Bathala as the sole ruler of the cosmos, the ultimate authority in this newly ordered universe. So with order established, Bathala turned his attention to crafting the world as we know it. He formed the land, the sea, the sky, all the wonders that they contain, breathing life into this otherwise barren canvas. But where does humanity fit into all this? Where do we come in? Well, there are actually different versions of the creation myth, but they all point to Bathala as the ultimate source of human life. In some versions, he fashioned the first humans from clay, meticulously shaping them in his image. This reflects the idea of humans as divine creations. But in other versions, he used bamboo, a plant that's really deeply ingrained in Filipino culture, connecting humanity to a natural world right from its inception. Now, regardless of the material, Bathala breathed life into his creations, imbuing them with souls, and this act really highlights Bathala's role as this life giver, the being who bestowed upon humanity the gift of existence itself. Now, these creation myths, they give us a fascinating glimpse into the ancient Filipinos' worldview. It reveals a deep reverence for the natural world, a belief in this interconnectedness of all things, and a profound respect for the power of the divine. And they remind us of this cyclical nature of life, this balance between creation and destruction, order and chaos, forces that are constantly at play in the universe. Bathala's victory over Ulilan Kalulua symbolizes the triumph of order, but it also acknowledges the constant presence of these opposing forces, this tension that shapes existence itself. And these ancient beliefs, they persisted largely through the role of the Babylons, the spiritual leaders of pre-colonial Filipino society. These were revered figures, acting as intermediaries between the human world and the divine. They possessed this deep spiritual knowledge, and were skilled in ritual ceremonies and healing practices, really holding this vital position within the community. And the Babylons, they played a crucial role in preserving and transmitting the stories of Bathala and the other deities. They passed down these narratives through oral tradition, ensuring that the beliefs and values embodied within them continue to resonate through generations. They were the keepers of a flame, so to speak, the living embodiment of ancient traditions. Now, the Babaylands conducted rituals and ceremonies to honor Bathala and to seek his blessings. These rituals, they often involved offerings, dances, chants, these really vibrant forms of spiritual expression, creating this rich tapestry of belief and practice. The ancient Filipinos, they firmly believed that Bathala's favor was absolutely essential for their well-being. They sought his guidance for everything, from successful harvest to protection from illness and misfortune, weaving the divine into the very fabric of their daily lives. Bathala's influence, it extended far beyond the realm of myth. He was this living presence in the lives of the ancient Filipinos, shaping their understanding of the world and guiding their actions. His presence wasn't confined to temples or rituals, it permeated their very existence. With the arrival of Spanish colonizers in the 16th century, this marked a significant turning point in Filipino history. The introduction of Christianity led to the suppression of indigenous beliefs and practices, including the worship of Bathala. It was this clash of cultures, this collision of worldviews. But Bathala's story, it didn't simply disappear, it was absorbed, it was adapted. It was reinterpreted within the context of this new religion, demonstrating the resilience of belief in the face of change. Bathala became equated with a Christian god, while other deities were assimilated into that Catholic pantheon. This process of syncretism, it allowed ancient beliefs to persist, albeit in a transformed form, blending the old with the new. And even today, traces of Bathala's legacy can still be found woven into Filipino culture, into the language, the art, the very spirit of the people. From proverbs and sayings to folktales and artistic expressions, his influence continues to resonate. The resilience of Bathala's story is a testament to that enduring power of mythology. It reminds us that beliefs evolve, adapt, and transform over time. But the core values that they embody, the search for meaning, the reverence for life, the interconnectedness of all things, these endure, transcending the boundaries of time and belief systems. We've covered a lot of ground in our exploration of Bathala, from his origins and his battles to his role as creator and the impact of colonialism. But what about his lasting legacy? How does this ancient deity continue to resonate in modern Filipino culture? One really fascinating aspect is his presence in language. The phrase Bahala na, which roughly translates to leave it to God or come what may, it's still incredibly common today. It reflects his sense of acceptance of fate, this trust in a higher power to guide events. It's a subtle but really profound echo of that ancient belief in Bathala's overarching control of the universe. It's like a way of acknowledging the limits of human agency, recognizing that some things are just beyond our control. But Bathala's influence, it extends far beyond language. We see it in Filipino art, literature, popular media, he frequently appears as a character in stories, plays, even comic books. Often reimagined and given these new dimensions, sometimes he's portrayed as this wise and benevolent ruler, other times as a more complex figure, grappling with the challenges of creation, reflecting, I think, that evolving understanding of this ancient deity. And these modern interpretations that demonstrate this enduring fascination with Bathala and the continuing relevance of these ancient myths in contemporary society. They allow Filipinos to connect with their cultural heritage, while also exploring these modern themes and ideas, really breaking the gap between the past and the present. And there's also been this resurgence of interest in indigenous Filipino spirituality. This movement driven by this desire to reconnect with ancestral roots and to reclaim a sense of cultural identity. Some Filipinos are rediscovering and reviving those pre-colonial beliefs and practices, including the veneration of Bathala. And this movement speaks to that enduring power of these ancient beliefs and their ability to inspire and empower people even centuries later. It's a testament to that human need for connection, that longing for something that transcends the individual and links us to something larger than ourselves. But Baba's legacy, it transcends the borders of the Philippines. His story has really captured the imagination of people around the world, a testament to that universal appeal of mythology. Scholars, writers, and artists from all different cultures have been drawn to the richness and depth of Filipino mythology. Bathala's tale has been translated, adapted, and reinterpreted for global audiences, introducing new generations to the wonders of these ancient Filipino beliefs, weaving them into that tapestry of human storytelling. I hope you've gained a deeper appreciation for the richness and complexity of ancient Filipino mythology. Remember, mythology, it's more than just a collection of stories. It's a reflection of a culture's values, beliefs, and understanding of the world. And by exploring these myths, we gain insights into the past, we connect with the present, and maybe even glimpse the future. So keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep discovering the wonders that await in the realm of myth and legend. The stories of our ancestors hold the keys to understanding who we are, where we come from, and the possibilities that lie ahead.